Yo people, I hope you're doing well. I'm back today for a new video on Forza Horizon 5, a video in which I propose to test a particularly stupid vehicle. A vehicle that I believe is the most powerful in Forza Horizon 5. At least the most powerful I've seen on YouTube and in the game so far, with my own eyes. This vehicle is the Mercedes Tankpool Forza Edition, a racing truck. The normal version is also in the game. The Forza Edition is the most ridiculous edition, since already as standard, let's say without improvement, this Forza Edition truck already makes 1,750 horsepower. The truck weighs 4.5 tons with a torquey engine producing 5,000 Nm of torque. It accelerates from 0 to 100 km in around 4.5 seconds and has a top speed of 280 km/h. We can do even more stupid things later, as we'll be able to improve it. This vehicle is among the few in the game capable of surpassing 2,000 horsepower. In summary, a large vehicle with impressive performance is coming soon. I tested it a little bit before the video, and it's quite fun to drive, you'll see. It's a little truck with 1,750 horsepower originally. It's always quite stylish, if I'm not mistaken. It's also quite silly in quotes. Because I believe the engine on this truck must be a 6-cylinder diesel, which must have almost 13 liters of displacement. So let's say a quite robust engine, a large engine, clearly. And in addition, it has an appearance. Let's say a war thing. In fact, it looks like a Mad Max truck, actually, with completely crazy performances. So now, it's full stock. I don't know if we can really say that for a Forza Edition vehicle, because Forza Edition cars are, let's say, already quote-unquote modified cars. But here, there are no improvements made on it, and we will be able to boost it even more, just to make it even more crazy, that's clear. So, big truck. There are other trucks in the game. There was the Unimog 2. I don't know if they put back the Volvo Iron Knight. From Forza Horizon, the Iron Knight, which was a pickup nonsense. A Volvo truck set speed records capable of exceeding 173 miles per hour, if I recall correctly. Which was a novelty on Forza Horizon. It was quite popular with players, in fact, at the time, to have some new trucks in the game. I don't know if they put it back. In any case, what is certain is that he is there. It is also there in normal edition. And there is also the Mercedes Unimog, which, if I'm not mistaken, can also be swapped with the engine of the... At the time, it could be swapped with the Volvo Iron Knight engine, but I'm unsure if it's still possible. On Forza Horizon 5. Well, in any case, clearly you will have seen it. Stock. It's monstrous with great acceleration and road holding. It doesn't drive like a 4.5 ton vehicle. In any case, in my memories on Horizon 4, the basic Unimog wasn't really as manageable. Really, we were far from it. The car had poor braking, acceleration and handling, with a tendency to understeer. On the Ford Horizon 5 and Forza Edition, it tends to oversteer more, so a slightly more fun behavior. It could almost make a good vehicle to drift. Oh, I remind you that it seems to me, if I'm not mistaken, the first appearance of the Mercedes truck on Forza. I think it's on Motorsport 7, I don't know if it was present before. On the 6, I didn't play the 6, but on the 7, they had added it for us. The Mercedes truck, I believe. Yeah, I think it was a vehicle from the base game, I believe. It was a feature that had been added to the game, and players quite enjoyed it. I can't recall if it was a downloadable content or something else. In the end, on Motorsport, the things, let's say, there had been some rather strange additions like that, which had ultimately rather pleased the players. Like also the Honda Odyssey, which we unfortunately did not get back. Neither on Horizon 4 nor on Horizon 5, which is a Honda minivan with a 5.6 of 260 horses. I think people have therefore used a lot on Motorsport 7 to troll. And actually, it's true that sometimes the roleplay editions are cool, but the editions, let's say, a bit dumb, are also funny. It's true that Forza excels at this, whether on Motorsport or Horizon. They always manage to offer silly things that we end up enjoying driving. So, our truck was stock, as I was telling you, only, in quotes, 1,750 horsepower. We're going to boost it now, which may upset some people. Seeing the power that this truck is going to output with the turbo, I know how much it does. Because I've already seen what it's going to give. In terms of potential for improvement, I know that it's clearly excessive. We're going to see that anyway in a little while. We're going to go to the garage. We're going to go and improve everything. And then already we should be set, and you should be set on the power that this thing is going to make. So let's get started. Let's see what we can do to it. Now, I only know about engine upgrades. However, I haven't looked at the rest. The rest is going to be a bit of a surprise. Conversion, we can put it in Pro Pool. It was in 4 wheels. Okay, it seems to me that on the base Mercedes, it's a propulsion then... Well, a propulsion. So, as a result, turbo. The turbo makes you win. 721 horses, everything is fine. And so, we are at 2,464. And without having removed the restrictors, they make us go up to nearly 2,600 horses with a torque of 7,448 Nm. This is undoubtedly a record-breaking vehicle, significantly outperforming all others I've tested in the game. 2,600. I'm unsure if there's anything more powerful to check in this game. With future updates, other vehicles may be added. Even more powerful. It's possible, especially if they put, let's imagine, the latest generations of hypercars and megacars, the SSC Tatuara, or that kind of thing. With improvements, they could exceed that, and they would have the advantage of being much lighter, because right now, clearly, the thing weighs 4.5 tons. Then, there are small rims that can be interesting, so here, we will necessarily look for more stylish rims. We will especially look for lighter rims. There's an easy way to lose 10-30 kilos, so the style doesn't matter afterwards. Anyway, I want to tell you, even if the truck, it has a stylish appearance, because it has a bit of a tank look. It looks like a Mad Max vehicle. Apart from that, let's say the big vehicles like that, I don't find it particularly stylish. So, we're just going to look for people like this one, for example, minus 34 kilos, and we're going to use them as a base for our little truck. I'm looking because sometimes larger rims can improve some stats. For once, not on this one, and so the possibility of putting a huge spoiler at the back as well, which makes us pass in reality. It changes very little. We go from 3 to 3 seconds, and in braking from 6.5 to 6.9 seconds. In any case, what's the VMAX we're going to have? 303, we'll never have. 400 with that. Might as well put the big spoiler, it only makes us lose 10 kilometers per hour. And there will be a way, as a result, to adjust the rear support, and as a result, to maybe have a bit more road holding at high speed. Why not, honestly? Is it worth a try? Anyway, we'll see in a little while. Well, what it can give with the settings, I'm going to look at it quickly, and then we're off again in a few moments, so to test all this. And here is our big black truck with its 2,600 horses, its 7,000 ton-meters of torque, and then of course its box of mismatch. Here's a helpful tip, although I don't always use it myself. If you can apply it when driving large vehicles, it should be beneficial. With all the diesel vehicles in the game, there are quite a few. There are various styles of cars beyond diesel utility vehicles, including more classic designs. But know that with diesels, actually it's pointless to go to the end of the revolutions per minute because a diesel doesn't drive like a gasoline car. The goal is to gain an advantage and particularly profit from it. So these vehicles, it's pointless to go to the red zone, it's pointless to go to the limiter. If you generally shift your gears at 2/3, let's say, of the tachometer, that's where you will end up in the end. The best acceleration gain. After driving vehicles in video games like Forza Horizon 5, there's a tendency to push the limits in real life, even if we don't always consciously think about it, because people like to hear the sound of the vehicles. Up to the limiter for diesel engines, but to the rev limiter for gasoline engines. And for that matter, think about it if you have the chance. A 10-speed gearbox can significantly optimize acceleration. Well, apart from that, as I was telling you, it's a vehicle that's a little bit silly. It actually handles quite well now, with some adjustments for more support. It was already pretty good to start with, let's say, but it was a truck. Now, it's still a truck, but it's a sporty truck with the settings slightly refined. 0.6 lateral Gs can be achieved, making it quite impressive. We pass Aventador SVs. So it has quite a big braking, quite a good road holding, quite fun to drive, quite fun, for several reasons. Primarily, the driving itself is quite enjoyable. Driving this type of vehicle in Forza Horizon is enjoyable because it's not something we get to do often in the game. Many, and that's my case, appreciate having roleplay vehicles on a game like this. Vehicles we may encounter on the roads in real life, but occasionally something slightly different can still be enjoyable. For the record, I really dig it. Before the end of this video, we'll try to hit the biggest peak possible. I think it will be almost 300 kilometers per hour. Maybe if we're going downhill, we'll really get the 300. According to the settings box, we should be capped at 295, something like that. In any case, a bit of a what the fuck vehicle, one of the most powerful in the game. So after, some will say yes, but the power ratio, it's not that crazy. We agree, but there you go. I wanted to test it anyway. We are in box 9. We are not in box 10, by the way. My bad, I wanted to test it in a video. I thought it was a good little vehicle for a presentation. Let me know your thoughts on this vehicle in the comments. It's a bit odd, right? Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Of course, if you're interested, think about coming to follow me on Twitch to be notified of my live streams. As always, my Twitch channel is in the description and top comment. I've resumed Twitch streaming, so feel free to follow me there. If you have Amazon Prime, consider using your Twitch Prime on my channel. It's a free way to support me and get bonuses. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook. The links are below this video. Of course, if you feel like it, you can also support me for free by making your purchases using my support links on this video there too. My Instant Gaming link is for buying games and subscription cards, while my Metal.net link is for purchasing components, peripherals, and PCs. For those who wish to support me long term, you can do so by becoming a channel supporter via the join button under this video. Bonuses are also available depending on your chosen rank. So I'm ending this video here. I'll see you very soon. Hello everyone, ciao.